Hey guys, thanks you for joining me for how to be a pro at World of Tanks. Today we're going to do the Panzer S35. Now the Panzer S35 is a tier 3, it's a premium vehicle, yes, so you have to buy it. I got it for free. Urbanator is a really nice guy, but don't go ask him to give you tanks, but either way. This tank has a great rate of fire. You'll just see it. I have vents 100%, crew, and brothers in arms. It brings the reload down to 2.08 seconds. You can see 52 damage for 55 pen. The gold is 52 damage for 90 pen, and the HE is 24 for 62. Now, this tank gets horrible MM. Sometimes I get tier 5s. Even using gold, I'll ding a lot. So it gets very annoying, but it has its high points. When you get into tier 3s like this, you can do a lot of damage. I've fought like 3 tanks all at once, rushing around me, and I killed them all. But right now I'm very cautious. Not because I'm an idiot, but because I'm being cautious. I'm gonna load gold because this is really hard tank to pen. Once again, I'm not being a newbie. I'm just doing it because I know I have to. Also, another thing is you can auto lock almost anyone and shoot on the run as much as you want, because this thing has insane accuracy when you have 100% crew. My crew is so high up though. I've had this tank forever, and trying to grind XP on tier 3 is very difficult. For some reason it seems to be so much harder. It's a very fun tank when you get tier 3s though. I would totally recommend it if you know you're going to get tier 3 matches, but that rarely happens, I find. Now what I did is I held the last shell, and I made the last shell gold, just to make sure I would actually pen, because I didn't want to get a ding and then take damage for nothing. Sick. For some reason it has a weird thing with not penning T57s, so yeah, you do have to worry about that. My goodness! My goodness! Did you just see that? I was full HP. This thing has really good armor, but it will get these ridiculous things, like any tank. Getting derped is just a big problem. I watch out for Artie all the time, and TDs, but that was just ridiculous. I think he was using gold. And you might say, well, you were using gold also. Yeah, because I have 55 pen. This gun has so much trouble penning stuff. We're gonna lose. But, I mean, I'll just look at the battle statistics. I'll show you the tank a little bit. And this tank is so fun. And you just saw, alone, I was able to take on so many tanks. It's a very fun tank. But the problem is that it's just, most of the time you're gonna not get the right matchups. And right here you can just terribly see that teams fail all the time. And yes, you could have said, oh, I could have dodged that guy. Oh, goodness gracious, it's a derp. I was not expecting a one shot. I don't understand where he hit me to get a shot like that. He probably was using gold. And I just hate that. Now this failure is gonna go here and die. Boom. Yeah. Either way, we're just gonna watch my tank. Just gonna go look at the stats of the tank to know what the Panzer S35 is, and just gonna look at the crew and stuff like that. I'm taking a bit on here. Just kidding. All right, now I got so many battles just came up. You can see team score, best score, totally best score. For the AT, for the Valentine AT, I did 145. For the AMX 38, I did 220. I did all the damage on them pretty much. For the Cruiser 2, I did 54. Cruiser 2, I believe that was a derp, yeah. I'm just gonna double check on that later. 51 damage on the T18. engine and track destroyed on the T18, doing 125 damage, which is his HP. Track, and doing 68 damage on the T57. And I did 11,000, making a total of, because I used a lot of gold shells, I've already lost like 20,000 on this tank, but I was like the only tank fighting at that point, so my whole team was counting on me. So you can see that even with that though. Cruiser 2 did a lot of stuff. But then again, if you have a derp that one-shots tanks, man, I'm going to check it out because now I want that derp. But either way, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my players did no damage. In higher, 6 actually. In higher tiers, that might not be too much. But 6 of my players were totally useless. That's a little bit more than a third of the team. And when you realize that he did 400, he did almost 400, he did 300, and I'm at 660, you can see that I did a lot of stuff. The Cruiser 4 also did well, but besides that, their team didn't do much. They mostly fell. But I've done 10 kills in this tank twice. I've done 9 kills once or twice. It's a very powerful tank. Let's just look at the stats really quickly. This is what it looks like. You can see my crew here. Insane stuff. I got vents. I don't even have this thing maxed out or anything. Situational awareness. As I said, I can shoot on the run, have a target at 200 meters, and lock onto him, then just turn around and focus on what my driving is, and I'll just hit him and pen him and do damage and hit him every shot, even if I'm driving pretty fast. And you can see the engine power is 220. Speed limit, traverse speed is 40, but with this crew, it's faster than 40. You can see the gun. That's a bad pen. It's a tier 2 gun on a tier 3. That gets tier 5s. So I try to fight only when I can. But turret is decently armored for its tier. Tracks 40 degrees, and radio, as usual for premium tanks radio. You already saw that. So that's pretty much it. In a pro's resume, Panzer S35 is a great tank. If you can max out those stats, it's gonna bust tier 3s. You're gonna do minimum of 3 kills every match, unless you got one-shotted or you don't play very well. I would recommend it, but at the same time, don't expect too much of it, because you get in those tier 5 matches, even loading gold, you won't be penning a KV1. Sorry. Even from the back, you'll get lots of dings. So it's a decently hard tank to play, just because of its horrible MM. I really wish Wargaming would jack that up, like either the penetration or the matchmaking get lower, and only get tier 4s, never get tier 5s. But then again, it's Wargaming, and it's an older tier premium. So, resume. Play that tank well, play it cautiously, be aware of derps, but at the same time, if you know that all of the tanks that you're going to be fighting are non-derp and don't have arty, you can practically come up to tier 3s and kill tier 3s without even worrying, because most of the time they're going to ding you anyways. So, that's pretty much it, guys, and thank you for watching, and come back for next time's episode. How you're going to learn about other tanks and how to play well.